Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my early insight for this NBA Friday slate on DraftKings. Just looking on early on, a lot of guys questionable like Doncic. If he's out, obviously looking at guys like Porzingis. All these other guys are probable. Kelly Oubre's still out. De'Aaron Fox is still questionable. He did miss today. Drummond is out. As far as the ones we don't know about. And Oubre's still out. I think he's expected to miss the rest of the season. Ibaka's questionable, so that'll be important for value with Boucher or Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. And I think Gasol's actually questionable, so Gasol might return this game. And if he does, I kind of like him. Nick Nurse is not really known to limit guys' minutes. So let's just get started early on with some of my picks that I really like early on. I really like Trae Young at 10.5. He's probably the guy that I'm looking to pay up for early on. Doncic is not a bad play either if he plays. LeVert got priced up. Mitchell and Butler and Dinwiddie and Booker, they're all stacked around the same price range, and all of them are in good matchups in my opinion. Honestly, it just kind of becomes a preference and roster construction, which one you prefer. But I really like all four of those guys in that mid-range. I like Rubio as well at 7.1. Van Vliet and Morant are looking pretty solid. Scrolling down, I really like Conley at 5.1. And Garland at 4.6 is looking like a solid value. DeLon Wright is looking good with Brunson out. And that's only if Doncic is out, though. But Corey Joseph did start for Fox this last game, and I do like him. So I'm going to go ahead and plug him in at point guard. Shooting guard, a lot of the guys I just mentioned are right there. And I like Fultz as well, actually. I like Will Barton at 5.4 in a tough matchup, but that price is really cheap for a guy like Barton. I really like DiVincenzo at 4.2 versus OKC coming off a back-to-back. Gary Harris at 3.1 is a little cheap value. Cody Martin is looking pretty good at 3.7 with Malik Monk getting suspended, I believe, indefinitely. But early on, I do prefer Mitchell over all these guys, honestly, just due to the matchup, if that's what we're going to, and over-under. I would go with Donovan Mitchell just early on. Small forward, a lot of the guys I mentioned. Beal's looking good. Utah has not been that good on defense. They just got smoked by Boston. Kawhi's not a bad play in a tough matchup, but should be a highly competitive game. I like Chris Middleton at 7.6 as well. In a good matchup versus OKC, hasn't been playing the greatest defense lately. Buddy Hield, if Fox is out, I like him. I already spoke about Barton. I like him at 5.4. Bridges got priced up with Oubre out, so I'm not going to be looking towards him. Brooks is looking a little solid at that price still. Sarge got priced up, not really looking there. Bazemore has been playing pretty solid, and with the Fox injury, I'm pretty sure that gives him a slight bump as well. Early on, I like guys like Martin, Barton. Small forward's always a tough position. Power forward, Giannis, you can't go wrong with Giannis. 11.6. I'd rather just pay up for a different stud, though, honestly. Save the money with guys like Doncic or Trae Young. I like Kevin Love at 7.3 with Drummond out still. Williamson in a really good matchup versus Cleveland. That should be a high-scoring game with Cleveland and New Orleans. I'm just afraid of a blowout. Christian Wood at 7.2 is looking solid. Phoenix is not good versus centers or forwards, power forwards. So Christian Wood, if he gets to run at 35 minutes, can't go wrong with that price tag. I also like PJ Washington at 5.1. Paul Millsap is a sneaky play at 4.9 in a tough matchup. I feel like they'll give him a little extra run due to the nature of the game. It should be a very important game. I could see him hitting 30 minutes. And at 4.9 is not a bad price. I like DeAndre Hunter as well. Cam Johnson got priced. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson is looking solid if Ibaka's out and if he's starting between him and Chris Boucher and Marc Gasol, honestly, whichever one starts, I'm interested in, I believe. But early on, I think Chris Boucher will start just due to the fact that the Charlotte Hornets do like to play really big. So early on, I think I'm leaning towards playing him just my early insight is what I think he will start. At center, can't go wrong with Jokic. The Clippers are bad against center. That's their only weak point, honestly, on the defensive end, I believe. Porzingis, if Doncic is out at 8.4, is still a solid price. Ayton at 8.1, I love in this matchup. Detroit's one of the bottom 3 defenses versus centers. Gobert against Washington at 7.8 is looking solid. Nance, if he's getting the type of run, this is the type of game that I feel like he excels in a fast-paced, high-flying game. 5.9 is still too low. With Drummond being on, if he's going to be playing upwards of 32, 33 minutes, that's a solid price tag for a guy like Nance. I see him getting more run than Tristan in this game, even if Tristan does start. Just due to the size, they could put him at the 5 against Zion, and Zion likes to run, and so does Nance. So Giles has been on a tear lately, ever since he's been getting that extra run. So if I'm going to go at center, if I'm looking at center early on, I really like DeAndre Ayton at 9.1. I really like him. 8.1. I'm going to just go ahead and put him in right there. And my last spot I'm going to go to is my stud with Trae Young. I prefer him over Doncic. Just save the 200, and save the 1,100 off Giannis. In a really good matchup. Brooklyn has been struggling with his point guards all season. And Trae Young, I feel, is the safest out of the 3. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one, but Trae Young is the one I would prefer out of the 3 just early on and with roster construction and all that. So, yeah, these are my 5 early picks. Hope you like. Comment if you have any questions. Subscribe, like. Thanks for watching.